Hello and welcome to the Tiny Media Saturday special. Today we have a game of polytopia. Alright, so I'm playing Zebasi and my opponent is playing Bardur. He takes a turn 1 upgrade as is standard for Bardur, and so do I. This is actually moving a bit fast. So on my second turn, I moved my warrior south and found that village. He's over here doing his thing. So this turn, let's see. I got that village and I found another one. So then I also upgraded this village. Alright. On this next turn, moved on to that other village. Let's see. So this turn, I do have lighting by this point. I see this ruin here. I have a good guess that there's a village right next to it. I'm on this village. I'm about to capture it. I am, at this point, planning on getting roads. I'm not sure. I don't think that was this turn. I think I get them on my next turn. And then here, I took an explorer, which was very big. It showed me those 4 villages and 2 ruins, which was big. So at this point, Bardur has a fairly similar expansion to me. It's slight, can't see quite as much because he doesn't have an explorer yet, and I've expanded slightly more because I took riders fast. So I find that village there that I was expecting. So this is a pretty big turn for Bardur. He is able to get a lot of upgrades by this point, or on that turn. So here, unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention and I took border growth in my capital and made it so that village there only had 5 tiles. Moving on, we got roads this turn. That's gonna be able to provide a lot of population for my capital. So we're getting very close to each other now. Alright, so he sees me now. He's gonna take an explorer in this village, and he gets a lot of vision. And he can't quite see my capital, but he knows where it is. And his economy is snowballing quite a bit. Alright, so I did take that ruin before the village because I wanted to keep the cost of technology low as long as possible. And here I'm just upgrading my economy. Those roads are massive. I did get hunting for a little more population where I needed it. So it's his turn. There's that village. He got that village. I did manage to get this village with these 2 flyers. I killed that warrior. They're not gonna be able to stop me from getting this village over here. I do get a giant back here, and the roads will help it move up pretty fast. I am on both these villages here. I'll take them on my next turn. So here, there's a bit of combat. He does have smithing, which means he has swords, which are pretty good. I wasn't too concerned. There's a lot of archers too. So I see that he has swords. I take forestry for more population. I got this village down here. I'm gonna upgrade it, which is good. Gonna get both of these villages up here. Then I connect them to my capital. That's 2 population for the capital. And I'm going to be able to upgrade both of them. So I have a good amount of riders. I did let that village get sieged, though. He could have sieged this village over here, but he chose to get vision instead. So I'm gonna be able to break that siege down here. I have a pretty good push going on that village. It's not gonna amount to anything. I think he builds a sword here. I do get a giant over here. And I do get another giant up here. So he has he's gonna get that village there. Pretty sure I kinda tried to stop it with my giant in the next couple turns. Didn't work out great. Yeah, so here there's just a little bit of combat going on. Did siege this village. So that ruined gave me population in my capital. I did forget to move my giant up this turn, but I did get a giant up here as well. So at this point, this is where I really started to mess up. This giant down here, I moved it in, it didn't get a whole lot done, and then it died. But up here, what I needed to, I guess I'm not really to the point yet, but I needed to be putting a lot more pressure up here, because I got Free Spirit to make my way towards Chivalry, but I needed to put up a lot more pressure. I think if I did end up losing this game, but I think if I'd put more pressure on the top village city up here, it would have worked out, because I don't think it's this turn, but in a couple of turns I'll have sieges on both of these cities. He does giant push off of both of them, but I think if I had kept up enough pressure, I could have taken them, and then I would have been able to take Urk Boo 2, which would have left his capital exposed, and I could have captured it and won. I have a fairly good idea that his capital is directly in the corner. I'm not sure if they will always be in the exact corner or not. But so over here, I'm in a good amount of trouble with this city. I asked riders to kill his giant. Yeah. So, like, here, I have a good amount of troops. Most of them are wounded, but some aren't. They do have 3 giants. One's mostly dead. That's fine. So my giant over here dies. And that giant dies. Alright, so pretty soon I'm gonna get knights. I didn't realize he had vision on Zimzua, so I thought he didn't know I had knights. He did. I still got a pretty good chain, but not as good as it could have been. So up here you can see I didn't have quite enough riders to stop that giant. He ends up sieging with a swordsman, which is smart. Also sieges Zuza over here, and is doing a lot of damage. So, like, at this point, it's decently evenly matched, but his army appears a little better. So I get a siege on Bardur, but my knight's able to get massive chain. I'm promoted to a veteran. I also get the siege on Velark. He is sieging Zimwawa. I'm gonna be able to break this siege, and also the siege on Zuza. So then that giant's moving up. So I have a decent army. I obliterated his forces in the north, and here is where I didn't keep near enough pressure up here. So I'm developing my economy. I think I ran out of time on this turn, which, I mean, time limits are good, but I much preferred it when there were, the time limits were 5 minutes a turn rather than like 2 minutes a turn, because that is nowhere near enough for a tactical game. So I did run out of time several times this game, which I would have rathered I didn't. So up here, you can tell I don't have nearly enough units. He's still weak up here, but I need more units. I probably also needed to get more unit types. Oops, because just riders and warriors with a few giants and a couple of knights wasn't cutting it. Probably should have gotten another unit type. Like, maybe shields. Maybe I should have gone for swords. I am putting down a decent amount of pressure down here in the south. Up here in the north, I should have been hearing those units rather than suiciding them. So I do get vision on his capital here. This is another turn where I ran out of time, because I would have loved to put riders in all of these cities up here. I'm not 100% sure of this, but I think if I had had slightly more time per turn, and I'd been able to get riders in all my cities every turn, I might have been able to get the win. So I do siege this city down here. Fortunately, the city isn't gonna hold, and also unfortunately, the siege on Zakozu isn't gonna hold either. Not quite able to kill that giant, and here's where the game starts shifting, because I get down to from 3 giants to 1 giant, and my army has been severely handicapped. I don't have a huge army. My only knight is way back here in Yawawa, and he couldn't get a chain on anything. So up here, these are suiciding into that giant, trying to bring it down and weaken it. I got mining here, was a bit late for that. So overall, I still have a strong army, but you can, and here's my last giant goes. I did get a new one on Zazin, but it's 3 or 4 turns away from combat. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 giants in combat, And so here's where I resigned. Um, it just I I could have extended the game. I probably could have broken both these sieges, but I was down to just that one giant, which was about to die. Um, Score-wise, I was starting to slip farther and farther behind. Um, I was about to lose these cities up here, and I do have a lot of units, or a good amount of units, but almost all of them are severely injured, except for those 3 knights and this rider, and those 2 warriors, which wouldn't have been able to stop the giant. All of my units are injured, and he doesn't have a ginormous army, but it was just too much. There's a small chance if I hadn't resigned I could have won, but I don't think so. Um, but thank you for watching. Like and subscribe because it helps out a lot. Comment what I could have done better, and I will see you in the next episode.